So, in this video, I want to give you my top 3 tips if you want to attract your husband fast. Now, this is not for the woman who is just looking to sleep around. This is not just for the woman who is not looking for a serious commitment right now. This is not for the woman who is not interested in anything beyond a casual commitment with a guy. This is for the woman who knows it's her time to bring in the one. She is ready to settle down. She is ready to have a family. She's ready to build a life and home with her king. So, the number one thing you have to do if you want to attract your husband or your life partner fast is to stop choosing the same kind of man over and over again. So, what happens is that all of us have what I call an attraction signature in Elevate. And that attraction signature is what we feel attracted to in a man. So, maybe you're doing all of this work, but your attraction signature is still choosing men that are, shiny object syndrome. They're very successful on paper, but they're also workaholics, they're alcoholics, they don't really have time to build a family with you. And the kind of men who can actually build a family with you, who would actually be home with you, be good fathers, be good husbands, your attraction meter disqualifies these men. So, nothing will change in your love life, and it can actually take years to bring in the person that is right for you when you keep choosing the same kind of man. So, if you want to get results faster in dating and bring in the one, you have to really visit your attraction signature. You have to stop overestimating chemistry and physical attraction. Even though that's important, you have to stop over proportionately giving it importance in your dating experience. And you have to go for men who are a match for long-term partnership values. And there you look at things like, is he reliable? Does he stick to his word? Does he follow through? Does he do the stuff he says he will do? Or does he just throws around promises and forgets them? Does he deal well with my boundaries? Does he deal well with my no? Is he having close relationships with his family members, etc.? So you want to assess a man not just based on physical attraction and chemistry, which is where most of us fall, right? Which is where most of our attraction signatures in dating are attuned to. And I can't tell you the number of women I work with where, they're actively looking to bring in the one, but then they keep falling for the same kind of pattern again and again because their radar for what they like in a man is very over proportionately skewed towards physical attraction and chemistry. Now, tip number 2, if you want to bring in your husband or life partner fast, is to understand the importance of boundaries. And boundaries are not something you suddenly do when something goes drastically wrong in your dynamic with a guy that you're dating. Boundaries are something that I teach my Elevate clients to follow from day number 1. Literally, the time you start talking to a man, if everything is feeling good, great. But the moment something feels off, your ability to communicate that in a soft and feminine way and his ability to receive that boundary are both great indicators of how healthy this connection is going to be. In your case, a boundaried connection is going to give you the best possible relationship chance. And in his case, it helps you evaluate what kind of a partner is he going to be. Because if a man cannot handle your boundaries, if a man cannot handle your no, if a man cannot handle your inconvenience, if a man wants everything on his terms, then is that really the kind of man you can build your life with? And this is again a part where I see even the most amazing women fail. So I can think of a story from Elevate where in the singles group, everything was going well for my client and this guy was really coming towards her and doing and saying all of the right things and bringing her flowers, bringing her gifts, taking her out on meals, texting her like mad every single day. And the minute he tried to come for sex, and I think this was date 5 or date 6, and she said, I'm really enjoying our connection, I'd like to take it slow, I'd like to build it up slowly. That's when his efforts started to reduce. That's when it was incredible to watch how he still wanted to keep her around as an option. So he would still text her and call her, but he stopped trying to see her. And she was just aghast and so disappointed. And I remember counseling her and just telling her that this man is not looking to build anything serious with you, because a man who is looking to build a serious commitment with you will not stop trying to make an effort to win you. Every healthy masculine man understands that they have to put in the effort to win a woman. And so this guy is literally in it for the sex. He was doing all this hard work just for the sex. And he still thinks you're attractive, but of course he wants sex. So now he has downgraded you in his funnel and he's treating you as an option. He still wants to keep the door open. He still texts you. He still wastes your time, but he's not offering you dates and in-person meetings anymore. And this is why boundaries are so powerful, because boundaries work as a solid filter for the right guys. In other words, it's only when you are operating in a boundaried way that you will not invest or waste your time on the wrong men, because the wrong men deselect themselves or naturally disqualify themselves when they are met with boundaries, and especially when those boundaries are inconvenient for them, right? Because what the low value men in the market want is the lowest hanging fruit. They want to take you out for a few dinners and then they want to sleep with you, and they have absolutely no intention of building a real relationship. They have absolutely no intention of building a true commitment, because when a man wants to build a true commitment, he's going to work for it, and he's not going to be dissuaded or discouraged because on date 5 or date 6 you said you need a little more time to sleep with him, right? So it's super duper important to connect in a boundaried way. It is only when you connect with a man through your boundaries that you find that you select the needle from the haystack. You separate the wheat from the chaff. And my last and final tip for all you wonderful single ladies who want to attract your husband or your partner fast is to be very mindful of the dynamic you're creating in the relationship from the very first day. So many women that I work with inside Elevate Next Level Love appear just too strong in the dating process. They are the cool girls, they are the easy girls, they are the convenient girls. I don't need anything, I don't want anything, I'm really easy to be around. And while it's good to be easy to be around, what you have to remember is that if you project a super strong image to men and you never have an issue and you never have a problem and you never have a feeling that is bad, first and foremost, it's inauthentic, okay? Human beings have feelings. Human beings have bad days. It's not possible to be always happy. It's not possible to never have an issue with what somebody's doing. So if you're going to be that person, then it's very difficult if that's the dynamic from the beginning, that you're easy, you're cool, and then suddenly when you do have a moment of disappointment or you do have a hard conversation that you have to follow through with this man, he's going to be surprised. He's going to be like, what happened to that cool girl that I got to know in dating? What happened to this really convenient, easygoing diva that I met in the beginning? And now she's going nuts on me and she's so emotional and she's so vulnerable. Like, what is this? So if you don't want to create this experience, what you have to do is create a more authentic experience for the man right from the beginning. And this will actually help you attract the right kind of man, because he's not just seeing your cool sides, he's not just seeing your fun sides, he's also seeing that you are vulnerable sometimes, he's also seeing that you have feelings, he's also seeing you're sensitive, he's also seeing you're emotional sometimes, right? And of course, in my programs on samiwunder.com, I teach you how to communicate your vulnerability and how to communicate your feelings in a way that a man can hear them, because there is a way to do this. The wrong way to do this is to be dramatic, blaming, critical, and the right way to do this is to be soft, feminine, inviting, vulnerable, so that he actually feels inspired to be your hero versus be the person who is letting you down. And vulnerability is not something we do suddenly in the middle when something goes drastically wrong. This is why if you want to attract your husband, your life partner fast, you have to follow this right from the beginning, because whatever dynamic you set with a man right from the beginning is the dynamic that's going to continue in the relationship throughout. And that's why I think I have such an incredible marriage even 11 years down the line, because the way I dated my husband was so boundaried. The way I dated my husband was so authentic that he got what he saw in the first few months of dating, and I still continue to be that person while growing and evolving. But in terms of my sensitivity levels or my vulnerability, he no knows what he's dealing with, and that makes our relationship so much easier and so much more passionate. So I hope these 3 tips were helpful. If they were, please support me, give me a like, leave me a comment, and subscribe. I will see you on the next video next week. Lots of love.